Hey there, plant lovers! Welcome to the Succulents for Beginners podcast, where brown thumbs become green and your succulents don't just survive, they absolutely thrive. I'm your host, Ed, and today we're digging into one of the most common and deadliest mistakes new plant parents make. Something I like to call death by too much love. Yep, we're talking about overwatering and the dreaded root rot. Before we talk solutions, I want to share how I even got started in this cactus and succulent journey. About 10 years ago, my wife started collecting succulents. She's the real OG plant whisperer in the house. But when she got pregnant with our second child, she couldn't keep up with watering them. And these poor little plants started looking like sun-dried tomatoes, wrinkly, sad, forgotten. I didn't know a thing about succulents at the time. I thought, it's a plant, right? You water it. Easy. Boy, was I wrong. I started doing research. Back then, good info was hard to find. No YouTube channel, no podcast, no Ed giving advice into a mic like I'm doing now. I had to learn the hard way, with a few accidental plant funerals along the way. But that's when it clicked. Succulents are different. They're tough, smart, and honestly, they're way more forgiving than most people I know. And when we took a 2-week vacation and came home to find all our regular plants dried up, but the succulents were still standing proud and juicy, I was sold. I said, let's grow more of these. So let's get into it. What exactly is overwatering? Isn't watering a good thing? Well, yes, until your plant feels like it's living in a mud spa 24/7. Succulents are desert plants. They're used to dry, sandy soil and long droughts. So when you water them too often or too heavily, you're doing the plant version of forcing someone to drink 10 gallons of water a day. It can't handle it. The roots become soggy, deprived of oxygen, and eventually rot from the inside out. And unlike some other plants, succulents don't bounce back easily once the damage is done. Let's talk about the signs. Because root rot is sneaky, and by the time you notice it, things might already be serious. Here are the top symptoms of overwatering and root rot. Leaves feel soft, mushy, or transparent. The base of the plant feels wobbly or unstable. It starts smelling off, like a little funky, not in a good way. The roots, if you check them, are brown or black and slimy. Entire stems might collapse, like someone knocked the air out of them. And here's the kicker. I once got a message from a viewer on YouTube who said, Ed, my succulent looked perfect until one day it just flopped over and died. What happened? I asked how often they watered. She said, every other day. I didn't want it to go thirsty. That poor plant didn't just pass away. It had a full-on succulent funeral. So remember, you can love your plant to death, literally. So, if you're following that as better cars, how do you save it? If your plant is starting to look suspiciously soggy, don't panic. Here's what you can do. And yes, you can still save it if you catch it early. Remove the plant from its pot. Be gentle. You don't want to snap a healthy stem. Inspect the roots. If they're brown, black, or mushy, cut them off with sterilized scissors. Let the plant dry out. I mean completely. Place it in a dry, shaded spot for 2 to 3 days. No soil, no water. Just rest. Repot in a fresh, well-draining mix. I use 2 parts garden soil, 3 parts pumice. Avoid anything that holds moisture too long. Hold off on watering, give it a week or more. Let it settle in before its first drink. And if it's too far gone, you might be able to save a healthy leaf or stem and start over with propagation. That's like a plant reboot. Here's another secret enemy of your succulents: bad soil and bad pots. If your soil is heavy, sticky, or clay-like, it holds water like a sponge. Add a pot with no drainage holes and you've just created a little swamp. Pro tip: use terracotta pots with at least 1 drainage hole. And if your pot came with no hole, drill one, or skip it. Your plant's life depends on it. Think of your succulent like a camel. Would you give a camel water every day? Nope. Neither should you with your cactus or echeveria. Let the soil dry out completely between waterings. Stick your finger an inch deep. If it's still moist, wait. Also, Try not to water on a schedule like every Tuesday. Instead, water when needed, not when the calendar tells you to. Now I've got a question for you. Have you ever accidentally overwatered your plant? What did it look like? Did you try to save it? Or did it go straight to that tiny terracotta coffin? Leave a comment under our latest video on youtube.com/@succulentsforbeginners. I read as many as I can, and I love featuring your stories in future episodes. And hey, if you're looking for the same pots, tools, and soil I use at home, check out my recommended gear at amazon.com/shop/succulentsforbeginners. Everything there is hand-picked and beginner-friendly. And if you want to rock your plant shelf in style, our official merch is now live at succulentsforbeginners.myspreadshop.com. Shirts, mugs, hoodies, all cactus approved. Up next in our Watering Issues series, Underwatering and Shriveling Leaves. Because yes, while some folks love their plants too hard, others straight up kill them. We'll cover how to spot the signs, fix the damage, and build a watering routine that actually works. Don't miss it. Thanks for tuning in to Succulents for Beginners. I'm Ed. Keep those roots dry, leaves plump, and your plant shelf drama-free.